Hi everyone, this is Chronicle. It's been some time I never do any ranking, and I'm going to do the water ranking on this video. As you can see, my total battle power for the water units is more than 300k. I managed to make this high, so I have fulfilled the record mission and get the title. And then for my ranking, it is same as the previous video. The lowest is C, then the highest is triple S. Okay, let's go. The first character I'm going to introduce is Elizabeth. Well, she's a free character you can get from the chapter 3. And then if you clear her special quest, you will unlock the third job. It's really a very powerful support job. And then her overall ranking, I give it a SS, with the mementos everything of course. And let me summarize what she can do. First thing first, she can buff up your allies' magical attack for 3 turns and also increase the maximum HP, as well as she can recover your ally HP and jewel from the panel, so it's also quite good if you master her 5th gate. And then since she's a free unit, so she's very easy to max everything. It's only the mementos you need to summon from the mementos. Yeah, this one. But this mementos is not even a limited, so even if you press the free memento summon, these mementos may come out, as well as the other free summon if you are lucky. And then for the next unit, Letitia. Well, she's a limited unit, but you can hunt her shards every day from the Berbere Chronicle. So technically, even though she's a limited unit, but you can hunt normally and make her up. And then her overall ranking is S+ to SS with this current job. Right now, she doesn't have any job plus, so she only can use the magic buff from the second skill if you max her 5th gate. So this is the only skill you can use for her, and the last skill. Yeah, most of her skill is really nothing much. Even this strong versus a fire is really nothing much. It's only magic attack up and all parameter up, that's all. So maybe in future, if she has the job plus, she may have the new mementos. Then from there, she may become a more powerful supporter unit like Leafa class, because Leafa already have the job plus, and Leafa has more support skill than Letitia. So anyway, we're going to wait for the Letitia job plus to make sure that she can do more than just a magic attack buff. And then for the next unit, Elizabeth. Well, she's a normal 5-star unit, but then she's quite powerful with this Chromancer enchant job instead of Professor. Yeah, because of the speed. As you can see, it's almost 200, and then the Professor is this. So if I'm not wrong, I think she has the highest speed of all Chromancer unit. And then her overall ranking is somewhere S+ to SS, since she doesn't have any job plus. Even though this Chromancer enchant job is quite good, but then if you compare to Lofia and Raph, maybe lose a bit in terms of skill and ability, but then this Chromancer job is still very good because of Overclock is one thing, and the last skill. Not only this skill is an instant cast, but the shooting range is 5, it's quite far away, and with the CT plus 50 and move plus 1 for 1 turn. So this skill is actually quite good, as well as the side ability. This skill, you can use this skill to recover your ally HP and recover status. And then her recover rate is quite high, because of the second gate passive. It increases the recover rate, as well as if you have the mementos, this one, you also increase the recover, and with the jewel regen. And then if you equip her with the recover rate up stuff, like for example this one, plus 10, so her total recover is quite high compared to other unit as a Chronomancer. But if she has the job plus, maybe it will be different story, but I think her job plus will be the Professor job, since the Master ability is a Professor job upgrade ability, so I think high chance will be the Professor job plus in the future, I think. And then for the next unit, Lofia. Well, she also a Chronomancer, but it's a job plus. And then compared to Elizabeth, her speed is not as high as her, but at least her skill is much more better than Elizabeth, especially the attacking skill. And then her overall ranking is SS to SS plus. Yeah, in between. But of course with the mementos everything as well. And then she's very good in doing CT down, like for example the main ability. this skill, it reduces the opponent's CT 0 and the damage is not that bad, as well as the side ability, this one, also reduces the CT down. So technically she is a more attacking type of Chronomancer than supporting, but of course you can still use the Clock Up and Overclock on your ally to support your ally, but otherwise you can use this skill. You can damage the maximum HP by 15% and maximum is a 8k damage on the raid boss and reduce the CT, so it's quite good and it's an area attack, that's a very good thing. And then for the next unit, Kurima. Well, she's a normal 5-star unit without any Job Blast, but then she's still quite powerful because this Tenkoshi or Diviner is a very interesting job. The damage is based from the luck and the maximum HP. So the higher the luck is, the more damage it will be, and the lower her HP is versus the maximum HP, the higher it will be. So it's very interesting. And then her overall ranking is SS with the mementos everything. And then there's one thing interesting about her is because of her luck is very high, so that the skill damage is based from the luck, the damage is quite high. And then she has the HP recover plus HP regen and jewel regen. So it's also very good to support your ally, especially the jewel regen. As well as the side ability, this first skill is the most powerful skill for the Diviner, but it's a very risky skill. Her HP must be as low as possible, like HP 1, so that the damage will be increased quite a lot. And then this buff is actually quite good. It's an area buff, even though it's only one turn, but your ally will have poison status and area attack resistance and evasion up. But Kurima will not getting this buff, so beware. And then with the accuracy down and so reaction activation down for the whole map. And this skill is a 3 turns, but you only can use 1 time, so beware. So she can use some support skill and jewel regen everything on your ally, but then she haven't have any Job Blast yet, so if she have the Job Blast, maybe she will become a very powerful Tenkoshi job other than Emma. Okay, for the next unit, Itsuki. And then she has this Job Blast that's from Omitsu or Spy. Anyway, she's also quite an interesting unit. And then her overall ranking is SS plus with the mementos. Well, why her overall ranking is quite high? Because first thing first, she can use the charge time 3. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing is after the adjustment, especially this skill, it is quite good. Not only is a moving jewel drain with Fairylight status, but for the 3 turns, her physical attack times 2. So this skill is actually quite good, but this skill is a 5th gear upgrade, so beware. As well as this skill is actually quite good, especially if the opponent have the soul status. Yeah, the damage is quite insane. And also reduce the opponent water resistance, so it's actually quite good as well as a debuffer. And then for the side ability, also not so bad, even though you only can use 1 time, but it's an area HP drain. And then for the 3 turns, she will have the HP regen and it's a bit recovery. So this skill is an emergency skill. But of course, in order to use her to the fullest, you need to have the mementos. And then for the next unit, well, she is quite an old unit, as old as Elizabeth. And then her overall ranking is only S+. Even though she is a very high power attacker, but because of this Chronomancer, the job mastery bonus, for some reason this job, the status is not as high as it looks. But then she doesn't have any Job Blast yet, so if she has the Job Blast, maybe it will be different story. And then she is a raid boss killer, especially if you use the main ability from the 5th gear upgrade, this skill. The damage is really very high, but it's only when you charge times 5 from the side ability, so that this skill will be very high, especially against a human unit. But other than this skill, all of the other skill is useless skill. Yeah, this CT half is still okay, but the other skill is really very useless. It's only this skill is very powerful. So after when you finish using this skill, she'll be very useless. Even if you have these mementos, it's still not good enough. Yeah. And then for the next unit, Lamia. Well, even though she is a 4-star unit, but she has this Dragon Knight Job Blast, so it's quite powerful as well. And then her overall ranking is SS with the mementos. Well, right now, even though she has some adjustment, but then her skill attack is only this 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the rest is nothing much. Yeah, the rest. There's no changes at all. It's only this 1, 2, 3. And this skill is the highest damage of all skill. And then for this skill, even though it's a physical charge times 2 and guts, but you only can use one time, so it's still not good enough. And then about the side ability, the Dragon Knight side ability, this one, is still a high jump level 1, level 2, level 3 to level 5. So there's no changes in this side abilities. So it will be very useful for her to equip this side ability. So you might as well use the Holy Spearman side ability, this one. Also have the jump, yeah, so it's much more better to use this side ability. And then about her reaction ability, it's really very good. Even though it's only one turn, but if she getting hits for 5 times, her damage power is actually quite high. And then her skill have the property of critical. Yeah, so if critical, the damage will be very high. Okay, for the next unit, Geno. Well, he's a normal 5-star unit without any job plus, but this Lassetsu job is still quite good enough for him. And then his overall ranking is SS. Since this mementos is a free memento, so everybody can get these mementos. And then it applies to all the Lassetsu job. The damage will be increased if there are more allies that is die from enemy's hand. So if only left Geno and all your allies dies, his normal damage will be increased, as well as all of the main skill attack. And then there's one thing about him is the main ability, this skill. For the 1 turns, he will have the permanent guts. So basically, if his speed is very low, he will become an undead tank. So he will not getting kills until his turn start. And then if you want to recover his HP, you can use the last skill to recover his HP. It's an area attack as well, so it's quite good. And then with this reaction ability, if he getting any hits, he will have dual recover 20. So it's really very good and there's no range limit. And then for the next unit, Otima. Well, he has the new job plus job from the previous job plus. Basically, it's a powerful version of the job plus. And then his overall ranking is triple S with these 2 mementos, everything. And then he's quite a powerful magic attacker, especially with this passive. Yeah, strong bursts of fire. So as long as you are using him fighting against any fire unit, his damage is extremely high. As well as the main ability, this skill is really a very powerful skill, but if the opponent have the move debuff. So basically you need to use this skill first with the move debuff 0. As long as the enemy is not getting any damage, this debuff will be permanent. And then with the accuracy down and the status attack, and then with the permanent speed up and cast time down. So technically he's really very good with the job plus. And then there's one more thing about him is, if you have this new limited mementos with this memento skill equipped with this weapon, as you know that this weapon master ability you only can use 1 time, but now you can use 2 times. And it's an instant cast with the speed debuff. So this is really a very good upgrade for this master ability, but provided you need to have the accessory equipped. And then for the next unit, Yaoras. Well, she and Otima is from Holy Knights. And then same goes to the Otima. She also have the more powerful version of the job plus. And then her overall ranking is SSS plus with everything equipped. Because she's an evasion unit and her evasion is really very high. With the Kaigan gates and runes and everything, her evasion is really insane. And then her damage power is quite high because of the side ability. This one. This is until she gets any damage, she will have permanent increase of all attack up 2.5, and beside the magic attack, all the evasion grading increase. So basically, other than magic attack, her evasion is as good as more than 200. Yeah, it's really very insane. As well as the reaction ability is also very powerful. Not only is a first strike counter attack with 3 hits, but with the evasion up. And then her main ability also very good, especially the last skill. Not only is a very powerful skill, but with the CT0. And also ignore the enemy reaction. And then these 2 skills also very good. This one is with the dual half permanent until she getting hits 2 times. And then this one is a permanent physical attack and critical rate buff. Yeah, so if you use this skill 3 times, the physical attack and critical rate will be very high. But of course you need to have these mementos, and then with this gear, this one, to increase the evasion and slash evasion. If not, her evasion is not as high as it looks. Okay, for the next unit, Shen Mei. Well, she has the pirate job plus, and then her overall ranking is S plus to SS with the mementos. And then she does not have any adjustment recently, but her job is quite interesting, especially her main ability. This skill is a non-attribute attack, and this one also is a non-attribute attack. So basically, for example, if the opponent has high resistance on all types of attack, so you can use these two skills to damage the opponent, since this is a non-attribute attack. But then if you're fighting against the normal types of enemy, the damage is not as high as it looks. Yeah, this is only very good against the Taco Autobus, those kind of enemy with annoying resistance, and any enemy that is high resistance. She's quite okay. Even though she has the area buff and jewel recover and so, but then I still think she's lacking of some attack power. Yeah, even though her attack power is this high, but then her overall damage is not really that high. And then she doesn't have any Holy Brother job, so she cannot use Charge Thumb Tree. Compared to the Blackbeard guy from the Dark unit, that guy has the Charge Thumb Tree, so that guy has more damage than her. And then for the next unit,